Hunting skills for animals are the decisive factor in their survival or extinction. Hunting, in short, means providing the necessary energy to live. Therefore, when we contemplate the number of features that God has created for animals to enable them to live, we sense the greatness of God Almighty and His precision in creation. For example, humans lived for thousands of years before possessing radar, sonar, glasses, telescopes, GPS, and countless other technologies and devices. For animals and plants, God has endowed them with features without any effort on their part. Even military strategies are executed by the most precise creatures without any academies, books, or even lectures. It's just one wrong step for the prey, and the price is its life. The antlion larva is a small insect that has 4 wings and closely resembles a dragonfly in shape. However, the meticulously planned ambush executed by the antlion larva surpasses the traps designed by military engineers in its precision. Initially, the antlion larva chooses a suitable sandy soil to set its trap. Once it finds the desired location, it begins selecting the point that will be the center of the ambush. After precisely determining this point, it starts spinning to create a deep pit, serving as a grave for its prey. It continues this until it finally forms a deep, cone-shaped pit composed of concentric circles, each circle smaller than the one above it, resulting in a pit inclined at an angle of approximately 45 degrees. This incline makes it impossible for any insect that falls into the pit to return to the center point, except for one type of insect. Our friend, the antlion larva, the engineer of the pit. It's a perfect, inescapable ambush where it sits waiting for its prey. To make the ambush even more ideal, it covers its back with sand and soil, blocking the center of the pit for camouflage. Of course, when a poor insect accidentally walks over the pit's center, its leg betrays it, and it falls into the depths. It struggles hard to climb out, but to no avail. On the contrary, every movement towards the surface drops more sand on it, making it harder to escape the pit. Additionally, the antlion larva begins biting the prey and throwing sand at it. The closer the prey tries to get, the more it injects with enzymes that dissolve its organs from the inside until its strength completely collapses and it surrenders to its fate. At that point, the antlion pounces on it, devours it, and then lifts it and throws it out of the pit before returning to the bottom of the pit to wait for the next prey. The shiny wasp is one of the wasp species that does not exceed 2 centimeters in length at its maximum. This wasp is known as the emerald cockroach wasp because it is a first-class cockroach addict. Despite the American cockroach growing up to a full 5 centimeters, no matter how big it gets, it has no chance against this type of wasp. The battle begins with a surprise attack from the female wasp, ending with a strong sting that injects the venom into the cockroach's body. Afterward, the cockroach becomes paralyzed and unable to move, but after a period, it starts doing everything it can to expel the venom from its body. At this time, the female wasp sits and watches the torment it has inflicted on the cockroach. Once the cockroach loses all its strength and becomes completely exhausted, the female wasp knows that its plan has succeeded, as the cockroach becomes immobile but still alive, and its flesh fresh. At this time, the female wasp grabs the cockroach by its antenna and drags it to its lair, where the final stage of the diabolical plan begins. The female wasp can inject her larvae inside the cockroach's abdomen while it is still alive, turning the cockroach into a nursery for her larvae. At the same time, as the larvae grow, they find something to eat. By the way, has anyone seen a wasp sting before? I mean, do you know which is stronger, a wasp sting or a bee sting? Write to us in the comments. Also, don't forget to like the video because it helps us reach the largest number of people, and subscribe and activate the bell for those who haven't subscribed yet. Back to our topic. The decorated ring spider is a massive species of spider that lives in tropical and subtropical regions. Due to the extreme heat and heavy rainfall in these areas, this spider designed a remarkable shelter that resembles a Pepsi can with a nearly indestructible metallic lid. The lid can only be removed using a sharp tool. But how does one design something with such a unique design? This can-shaped burrow is simply a cylindrical hole in wet sand, reinforced with small pebbles. The strong lid is actually a part of the spider's abdomen, which allows it to design shelters that protect both itself and its offspring. But that's not all. There are other dimensions to this story. This burrow with a lid is not only limited to defensive skills, but is also used as a perfect ambush for insects. If an insect is unlucky enough to walk over the lid or even near it, the spider emerges, opens the lid, and takes the insect inside, then closes the lid again, all in a fraction of a second. The killer bug is an insect that lives up to its name. When it gets angry, it attacks anything, insects, animals, humans, or any living creature that contains blood that is at risk of being bitten by it. However, to be fair, it is beneficial to gardens and plants in general. But unfortunately, this insect enters homes, especially in the fall, especially homes near farms and fields. As for the special hunting skills that the killer bug possesses, the first is its great speed, which surpasses the speed of most small insects, leaving almost all insects at its mercy. As soon as it catches any insect it pursues, whether it's a fly, butterfly, mosquito, bee, or ant that flies, it injects it with a paralyzing venom. Once the prey's body stiffens, the main part of the show begins, where the killer bug inserts its jaws into the victim's body and sucks out its blood completely. During the meal, the killer bug sprays some enzymes that make it enjoy any fluids or juices present in the prey until the prey eventually turns into an empty shell. After draining it completely, does it leave it and go? The answer is no. The killer bug does not waste anything. It says, the prey is almost finished and has become light, so what harm does it do to carry it on my back? It protects me from the sun and rain. Accordingly, the killer bug lifts the prey's skeleton above its back, and every time it finishes one, it places it next to its sibling, until it sometimes carries 20 victims on its back. But for people who live near fields, there is no need to worry. The killer bug's bite on humans is not a cause for concern unless it causes an allergic reaction, such as difficulty breathing or vomiting. However, the real problem is not the bug's venom, but the transmission of diseases, just like other blood-sucking insects. Therefore, it is necessary to avoid insects of this type and maintain cleanliness in homes and personal hygiene continuously. Butterflies, as we all know, are delicate creatures with beautiful colors that live on nectar from flowers and foliage. They don't possess venom, don't sting, and don't transmit diseases, except for one species, the Hawaiian Islands butterfly, also known as the carnivorous butterfly. The larvae of this butterfly species possess camouflage and combat skills not found in any other butterfly larvae. The larva of this butterfly has a long body covered with sensitive hairs and jagged edges that end with hooks. It stands in place, whether on a leaf or bark, with the same color as its species. If it's a green larva, it stands on a green leaf, and if it belongs to a species with a bark-like color, it stands on the trunks. It's like a fashion expert who understands all colors. The camouflage here doesn't just mimic the color, but also allows its flexible body to take on the shape of the surface it stands on. With perfect camouflage, insects pass by it or even step on it. Here, the sensitive hairs start playing their role. If an insect passes and becomes within reach, it instantly transforms into a delicious meal. The strange behavior of this butterfly species puzzles scientists, as they don't understand why this delicate creature, which is considered a herbivore, turned into a carnivore. They also don't understand how it managed to exploit these exceptional skills. All current explanations are merely hypotheses. For example, scientists believe that the volcanic soil that forms the Hawaiian Islands contains elements that alter the genetic makeup of the butterflies. Another hypothesis says that due to the scarcity of predatory insects in the place where this butterfly lives, the herbivorous butterfly turned into a predatory butterfly to dominate the ecosystem. But as we said, these are just hypotheses, and there's no evidence to support them. It's just like that, and don't forget, if you have a suggestion for an episode, write it in the comments. Most of the episodes we present now are inspired by your comments. Peace.